Okay na ron.
Okay na?
Yes.
Ano na to? Share screen. So good ta. Good afternoon, classmates. This afternoon, I'm going to discuss my uh, topics for today's reporting. My topic is what is preposition. I believe this topic was already discussed by um, I think two reporters already. So I just have a brief discussion on this one, just to recall what is preposition. Preposition is a word governing and usually preceding a noun or pronoun and expressing a relation to another word or element in the clause, as in equal. He sat on the chair. The preposition on shows the relationship between two parts of a phrase. He sat and the chair. Without the preposition on, the sentence would consist of nouns and no words to show their position or location. The use of on as a preposition, it connects nouns and pronouns and serves to provide necessary details that tell the reader when, where, or how something occurred. The next example, she lost her ring at the beach. The preposition at shows the, the location of the verb of the noun ring. Okay, let's proceed to the next slide. A preposition is a word or group of words used before a noun, pronoun to show a direction, type, place, location, or to introduce an object. And prepositions are words like in, at, on, of, and to. Let's proceed to the next slide, which tackles about types of preposition. We have here a preposition of time. A preposition of time is a preposition that allows us to discuss a specific time period such as date on the calendar, one of the days of the week, and or the actual time something takes place. The first word that the examples preposition of time is at. At is a preposition of time used to discuss clock times, holidays, and festivals, such as in example, we play basketball at night. At is the word that used to discuss clock times. We can also use it in another example like we play basketball at daytime. In this preposition of time is used to discuss months, seasons, years, centuries, and general times of the day and longer periods of time such as an example in the past years. Preposition on. This preposition of time is used to discuss certain days of the week or portion of the days of the week. Like an example, on New Year's Day. We can also say on Christmas Eve or on Tuesday, on Wednesday, those kinds of instances. Let's have preposition of place. A preposition of place is a is used to refer a place where something or someone is located. Preposition of place allows us to be very specific when talking about where action takes place in stories or when discussing important details for communication. I have here three prepositions of place that can be used to discuss an almost endless number of places. The first word is at. At is a preposition of place used to discuss a certain point. Like for example, Jesse waited for Ray at the park. At is being used to discuss a certain point. In. In is a preposition of place used to discuss an enclosed space. When we say enclosed space, it could be a bag, room, a pocket, a building, and etc. In is in could also used in when we want to say that an object or person is inside something. Let's say Emily is inside the car, meaning Emily is inside the car. Si Emily ay na papaligiran or nasa loob ng isang space. We can also use this preposition in when we talk about a large place with boundaries or borders. Like in example, Emily is born in Paris, France. The last preposition of place is on. It is used when we want to say that someone or something is on top of something, meaning something is attached on something. Let's have example. This pen is on the table. The pen is attached on top of the table. Second, clock is attached on the wall, meaning naka-attach or nakadikit ang clock sa isang wall. We could also use this preposition on online platforms, like when we're using social media, search engine, app stores, payment systems, and other. Like in sentences, we could say, please do follow me on my YouTube channel. Um, Prepositions of time and place are the same words as preposition of place. However, they are used in a different way. We can distinguish these prepositions as they always discuss times rather than places. So when we use preposition of time, we discuss we use these words for discussing time. So when we use preposition of place, we use words at, in, and on when we're discussing place. Let's proceed to another topic entitled Introducing Objects of Verbs. Objects of verbs is the receiver of action done by the verb. It follows action verb. The direct object is a word or group of words that receive the verb's action. It answers the questions whom or what. To further understand this definition, let's have an example. Ray played the guitar in the band. Played is the verb in the sentence. What did Ray play? Guitar. Then guitar makes it our direct object. Direct object because it received the verb's action. The guitar will not play itself without Ray playing it. The indirect object. Indirect object is a word or group of words that tells to what or whom an action was done. It usually comes between the verb and direct object. Let's have example. Ray played her mom a song. The verb in the sentence is played and the direct object is a song. To whom did Ray play a song? That of course is her mom. Her mom makes her it as an indirect object because that tells to what or whom an action was done. Let's have another example. John made his dad a big breakfast. Made being the verb in the subject, in the sentence rather, and breakfast making it a direct object. And to whom did John made the breakfast? His dad. And his dad is the indirect object in the sentence. Let us proceed to frequently misused prepositions. The most common prepositions are of, in, to, for, with, and on. If you make an error when using a preposition, it is very noticeable and can sound like broken English. It is important to avoid common mistakes by researching the proper way to use prepositions. Let's have here some common mistakes while using English prepositions. It is incorrect when we say, I jumped into the river, because when referring to motion, it is grammatically correct to say into rather than in. So we have to say the correct way, like, I jumped into the river. The next incorrect preposition is, your family is different than mine. It is incorrect because if we are comparing nouns by using the word different, we must follow it with the word from. People sometimes say different than instead of different from. Though it is not technically a grammatical error, it is better grammatical form to use from. So we have to say the correct way, like, your family is different from mine. The last example is, they arrived to the school. It is incorrect because misusing the word at and to is another preposition error that happens frequently. At refers to where things are, and to describes another location. Mixing this up can result in a very confusing sentence. The correct way to say it in a sentence is, they arrived at the school. Let's have here prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase is a group of words containing prepositions. Prepositions are words that indicate the relationships between various elements within a sentence. And you will never have difficulty identifying prepositions elements. Let's have example. The cupcake with sprinkles is yours. The underlined, the colored phrase is what we call the prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase can easily be identified in a sentence because it starts with a preposition and followed by its object. So in the sentence, with is the preposition and its object is sprinkle. So that makes it the prepositional phrase. A preposition and the object of a preposition are the minimum requirement for forming a prepositional phrase. The object of a preposition rather is the name for the noun or pronoun following the preposition. Let's have another example. We climbed up the hill. Up the hill is our prepositional phrase. It starts with the preposition up. We climbed the we climbed up the hill, the very steep hill. Up the very steep hill makes it the prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrases don't have to be plain. Just as adding more ingredients to a sandwich dresses it up. Adding more words such as adverbs or adjectives is a good method for spicing up prepositional phrases. As we have noticed, we will in the first sentence, it contains basic prepositional phrase while the second contains a more interesting one. Prepositional phrase functioning as an adjective. When a prepositional phrase follows and describe as a noun or pronoun, then the prepositional phrase is functioning as an adjective. Let's have an example. The woman on the boat is my Aunt Carol. The object of prepositional phrase is boat. The preposition on is telling us the relationship between the boat and the woman. That means the prepositional phrase is functioning as adjective. Let's have another example. I would enjoy exploring the Cathedral of Glass. The prepositional phrase in this sentence is of glass, and it is modifying the noun cathedral. Cathedral being a noun is being modified a prepositional phrase of glass, then it makes the prepositional phrase an adjective. prepositional phrase functioning as adverb. When a prepositional phrase describes a verb, an adjective, or an adverb, then the prepositional phrase is functioning as an adverb. It usually tells when, where, how, why, or to what extent. Let's have an example. The fire alarm rang before class. You just have to ask a question here like when did the fire alarm rang? And then we can conclude that the prepositional phrase before class is behaving as an adverb because it um, it describes a verb and it functions as an adverb. That is all for my report. Hope you guys learn out something from this. Thank you. Okay na to guys.